Alright guys, so I'm here back at this D5 that I looked at in an earlier video. It was a while ago. I finally got the starter rebuilt and I'm back so I can see what's going on with the steering in it. It doesn't steer to the right. So just forgive me, just a forewarning if the audio is not too good because there's somebody, it's early in the morning when I got here and there's a house right next to me and I don't know if somebody's sleeping in there. I don't want to start screaming. I'm trying to be quiet, so I don't want to get my ass chewed for waking somebody up or making too much noise till it gets a little bit later in the morning. But anyway, just a little forewarning because I know somebody's gonna start crying about it. Lulu, come on, Lulu. Damn winter dog. My wrench down there is at Jay's. I see a wrench laying out here in the belly pan. I believe that's Jay's. That's not mine. There's your wrench, Jay. Okay, I had the throttle linkage off, I remember. I can get somewhere where I can. Did he not clock the same? Okay. I thought he didn't clock it right. The nose cone. Come on, Lulu. Get over here, wiener dog. I gotta constantly call her. She likes to wander. Wiener dogs are a little hard-headed. Where's the last bolt at? What did I do with it? Then we gotta see why it don't steer. I don't foresee it being a very big problem. Go get some kind of wrenches to get this tightened up. Let's see if I can get on this bottom one here. Oh. Yeah. Remember the TD25Gs? All of a sudden he wants them put back together now. It's like, my gosh. They've been sitting there tore apart for how long? And all of a sudden he wants them put back together. Hey, wiener dog. Hang on, guys. Got that handled. Well, I got a guy with a 510D backhoe. He was having fuel problems or something, and they said that he wanted me to come look at it, and it's been quite a while ago, and I can't blame the guy, Sometimes I can't get to things as fast because I'm just a one-man show, so anyhow, they got tired of waiting on me, and they pulled the pump out and had it sent off, and it's got something going on with the shuttle transmission in reverse, too. It starts slipping or something. I just said, well, just get the pump rebuilt. When you get it running, give me a call, and I'll come out, and we'll see what's going on with that 510D. I think the 510Ds had a Borg-Warner shuttle. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did. Yeah, I did a 410D, and it had a Borg-Warner shuttle transfer, just like a Case 580C. But anyway, I'm not mad at anybody for doing what they got to do. I mean, I would too if I needed it. I need it. I can't wait for you to get done vacationing or whatever. If you need it, you need it. Yeah, started to read those at shop. Said this one's a little more expensive. He said this thing was completely hammered. Armature was screwed up. Coil was screwed up. Brushes were gone. He said it was pretty bad. So you got a complete do-over. Make sure. Alright. And the hot wire. I think that's the only wire that was. Was there two of them or just one of them? Just only one wire, huh? Okay. This thing here probably won't want to start without either. I don't know if the gold. Does this one have gold plugs? Yeah, it's got gold plugs. We'll see if we'll go to preheat and see if it'll actually preheat. This is just a D5, it's not a D5, you know, it does have no suffix on it, so it should have dry steering clutches on it. I gotta get a 3/8. That's not such a great thing. I need some split loom or something with that damn wire there. They're gonna catch this thing on fire. I don't know, I don't think the glow plug, I don't see the ammeter moving on it. We'll hold it back, see what happens. linkage. See how that one, see what's that one? See how they're both moving together? It shouldn't do that either. And then this one here's really let's get the floor pans out and the seat and all that stuff out of it. Let's get all this stuff out of here. See if we can get this thing working again. I don't think it's going to be a huge problem. I don't think. A lot of it's just sitting, I think. This clutches are probably stuck or something in it. I don't know. There's probably somebody that'll chime in and tell me I'm doing it all wrong. It's okay. Trying to remember. This is different than that other D5 that I worked on. Look at this big plate they got here. That's some kind of tank right there, isn't it? Yeah, they got hoses running into it. So, how do you get to the linkage on this one? Not really sure. There's a big plate here. Huh. Okay, that's interesting. I guess. Let me get the floor pans out of it and see what I got to do here. It's a little bit awkward with this goofy cab on here. This is a different setup. It's not near as simple as doing just a regular D5 with this drilling head on here. They've made all this their hydraulic tank. All this underneath, I believe, is a hydraulic tank. So you would have to pull this cab off, pull the ROPS off, pull the fuel tank off, pull this tank to access your steering clutches in here, just to even get them. I don't know. Let's get the floor plates out of it first and see if it's just a linkage problem or what's going on here. Driving straight when you go, so that tells me the clutch is holding, it's just not releasing. They're probably rusted together. I get a feeling the friction, everything's all rusted together or something. That might just be a linkage problem too. And you never know. Look at all the crap that's built up in here. Might actually have a bunch of shit built up in it. It needs to be cleaned out too. There's another bolt right there. She does have quite a bit of stuff built up in her. I've got these broke loose before, driving around and clutching and moving things, but and I've had some of them where I never could get them broke loose, no matter what I did. I had to tear them apart. Brake. That seems to be. That needs to be. Where are those? Needs to be greasy. This is all trying to move. That's not good either. So that would be, that's that rod. Where's the other? Where's that one at? Not even seeing. Oh, there, it's over there. really see the problem there. I'm gonna throw the seat back in it, fire it back up. I'm gonna get some penetrating oil or something and squirt in here and see if I can get this freed up. Get my grease gun, see if I can grease it. It hadn't been greased since the last supper. Okay, so here's our right steering clutch assembly and brake. Well, the brake band is not stuck there. Let's see. There's the yoke for the steering clutch itself. The clutches, you can tell by looking at the splines that they're not moving. What has happened is the frictions and steels for the steering clutches are stuck together. What I'm thinking about doing now is I've done this before. Is I've got in here and tied them back, tied the lever back as far as I could with a chain or something if you're by yourself, and I've got in here and vibrated on that with an air hammer if I can get in there, see if we can get it broke free. Alright, I took the other side off and I see what the problem is now. Look how close the bottom of the band is to the drum on this one. Let me get this light to where it's brighter. See how close it is to the drum? Look at this one. Look how it's sagging way down there. It's way out of adjustment. How in the hell? There's the adjuster. There's no way you're going to get a wrench on that up in there. If this was just a regular cat, this would not be a very big problem. I wonder if we can clean this shit off and get the inspection plate off through here somehow. Let's try that. I think I can pull this plate off right here. If I pull this strap, well, let's see here. What is the deal here? Well, this strap is holding the corner in. But it's welded to that all the way across. So you gotta pull this whole thing down to get this loose. I'm gonna take these bolts out of here first. I think I can get this off and I can get in there and adjust that band, make this thing turn. Threaded stuff here. What's bolted to the plate from the top, the seat and everything. What the hell? All this battery box and all this. That's not battery box. That's. I'm used to a regular cat where they get a battery box on each side, but this one's a different animal. I'm not really sure what they've got threaded to that. Right there. It's actually down in here. To clean all this out and figure out what the hell they got bolted to that, I guess. This is the only way that I see without pulling the cab and everything off. I'm getting in there. I don't see any other way, really. This goofy thing. I always get these goofy ones like this. This is always the ones I get a hold of. Okay, so what I'm thinking about doing here, I got this one plate off. Almost got this thing. I got to get this plate separates right here. I took these off here that holds the shafts in here, so those will come out of there now like that. That's no problem. I had to do that and take this bracket off that holds them here because this is welded to here. The only thing that I've got going on now, I'm trying to think this through here. I mean, it'd be pretty easy, I guess, to cut that tack weld on that and just pop that off of there, or I guess take the linkage. I'll take the linkage off, I guess. I got an ISX Cummins in a 2016 Peterbilt. You know, some guys really cuss those ISXs, but I don't know. Some guys, you know, I've heard a lot of horror stories about them dropping liners and all this other stuff, but I don't know. You know, I've got some customers that, like this guy, he's got almost 900,000 on the truck. He's had a few issues, some emissions problems with it, but other than that, it's been nothing major. But he thinks his VGT turbo is hanging up on him or something. I told him, I said, if you don't see, I told his name's Dave, I said, if you don't see 20 pounds of, 25 pounds of manifold pressure coming out of grade, and you've got all three stages on the jake, it's not working. The VGT part usually isn't working. He said it was smoking. I said, well, with a DPF SCR setup, I mean, that's not usually good when you see any smoke on one of those. But so if I take it off there and then I take it off over here, it'd be nice if I could just take the set screw off and slide the shaft back and not have to mess with the other end, but I'll just take it off down here too, I guess. Then I can take this line loose here maybe and bend it over and then get these two big bolts out, and I think it'll come out of there then. Maybe, I hope. All that just is, if this was just a regular cat, you just pull the seat up, and then, sometimes you got to pull the battery box out of them. Then you can get right into the access panels for the steering clutches and adjust them. But not on this setup. This is all a hydraulic tank here. That's what the big plate is over the top of the tank there. We're underneath the seat. What's going on here? Oh, gee whiz, I gotta stand up here. Hubs of hell. Okay, we have finally, I just got done blowing a bunch of crap out of there. There's our access panel right there. 4 3/8 bolts. There should be 4 3/8 bolts. Stick out of there. Pop that panel off the top and see if we can adjust that. Okay, cool. Oh, modern tools sure are nice. Well, it's got to be the hardest one to get to. It's got to be the tightest, huh? All right. Washer back in there. Where's that lock washer at? Okay. Where's my bar? What do I do with that? Probably. I don't know. What the hell is this? Finally. Now these are dry clutches on these older D5s. Okay, what size do we got there? So for some reason the audio was absolutely horrible on this clip, so we'll BS you for a while. So this thing's definitely making me earn my money. Some of these, I've had some of these adjusters that, especially if a cat's been sitting for a long time and it hasn't been adjusted. I've had a couple of these D5s, these older D5s. I've got a customer that's got a really nice, really nice D5 that he bought that had a winch on it, blade, of course. It's got a angle blade on it, and it belonged to Bonneville Power Company or something like that. What they did is they winched that's what they pulled their line in with, their power. They string their line, and that's what they were pulling it with over the mountains and stuff, wherever they were putting their power lines through. And it really never had real hard use. They just used the winch to pull that line in. But anyway, the problem with that one, it was a dry clutch, and the pinion seal for the finals was leaking back into the box for the clutches, and then it was, the clutches would get wet, and then the dry steering clutches would start slipping. But anyway, that one there, as well as the actual brake band I went to adjust, and it wasn't as bad as this one, but it was pretty tough. It hadn't been adjusted in a long time, and it took me quite a bit of effort. This one here, I didn't show it on camera because there was too many curse words. I had to heat that thing. I pulled before I heated it. Of course, you got to see if it'll break loose. So I tried to tighten it to tighten the brake band up, and it would not tighten. So then I went and got my longer breaker bar 1/2 inch drive. It's a pretty long one, and then I still couldn't get it to move. I thought, man, I'm either going to break my breaker bar, or I'm going to break the socket, or I'm going to break you know something on the brake band. So anyways, I went and got the torch out, and I heated it. I got the torch up in from the back end of the cat there, and heated it up. Pretty much just got it cherry red there, and then got a hold of it with the ratchet, and I got it broke loose, and I got about 3 turns on it, and it was hard 3 turns. Not really a full turn, just as far as you can see me going there, and I got about 3 of those strokes with it, and then it just kind of seized up again. So I decided to go backwards with it. So then I got backwards with it about where I was, and then it bound up again. Well, I just let it cool down, and then I just soaked it down with penetrating oil, and I just kept working it back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And I just kept getting a little bit more on each back and forth. Finally, I just went backwards with it, and I backed it all the way off, and then I soaked that thing down with penetrating oil. I screwed it all the way down again. I backed it all the way off, and then I put anti-seize on it, and then I threaded it all the way down again. So it's still kind of stiff, and once I got down here to this one spot, I keep running into the threads. You're just running into threads that they're rusted up, and they haven't had anything on them, and nothing's went down them in years. So you get one of these, they can can definitely make you earn your keep. But anyhow, I'm getting this adjusted up. Another thing I wanted to tell you guys, so I've got a video here. I'll have it coming out pretty soon. I've been working on I got home, what was it, Friday night, and then Saturday I had service calls. Sunday I worked on the Peterbilt at the shop there at my house, and I got the whole radiator support built, and I got the radiator in it, and I got a bunch of plumbing done on it. I got a lot done on that, so we're kind of closing in on that. I got the correct depth tank that actually showed up before I left to go on vacation. So we're getting close to firing that thing up, and as soon as we get our Frank, I had a guy that works for Peterbilt that actually got me the part number for that. His name's Tim Gill, up in Illinois. He's a Peterbilt mechanic, works for a dealership, and he actually got me the part number for that. And that's a good thing, but the bad thing was
There's not one of them in Peterbilt's system anywhere in the country for that fuse panel for the DEF system. So basically they're building one. It's going to be like probably at least another 2 weeks before we even see it. So, but anyways, I think I can get most of it done and get it running by then. Right there, I was actually showing you how far I've come with the adjustment, and I've got it sucked up pretty good now to where the brake is. But the bad thing about this whole thing is usually when you adjust these, the way I used to do these D5s, you had somebody hold the brake down and then you tightened up the brake band adjustment till it got tight, till it basically cinched up tight, and then you backed it off a turn and a half. But it's kind of hard to do that with this one because you got to take all the linkage off just to get the plate off to access the access panel on it. So another wild one.
Alright, so I got it back up there with the aid of, I got it, my shoulder underneath it, or my elbow, and got it up high enough to get the jack in there and jack this thing on up and pushed it back in. I'm just going to leave the bolts sticking through there. I'm going to put the least amount of stuff on as possible to test this thing. I don't know. I got it adjusted up, but usually the way you adjust it, the way we did them on the D5s, we had somebody hold the brake and then tighten it up and then back it off with somebody holding the brake, backing off a turn and a half. But it's kind of hard for me to do that with this setup the way it is. That's just because all the linkage is unhooked. You can't do that. So I just kind of measured my free play versus the other one. Hopefully we're close. Maybe some old timers got a better way of doing that. I wonder why that one was so far out. That's what I'm not quite understanding. I mean, it was a long ways out. Not just a little ways, a long ways out. I mean, that thing was crazy how far out it was. Okay, let's see. Oh, Johnson. Get over here. Something back there out of the way. Okay, and then this is gonna go there. Might break. Right here, holding that down. Been about, would have been done hours ago if it had just been a regular old cat, This drill rig setup they got out here, it made things not very friendly for a guy, but it is what it is. You bricky, I fixy. So the valve body's just kind of hanging here, I think. That's off that other plate, so that's not going to hurt anything, I don't think. Unless I'm not going to be able to move this linkage now to raise, well, the blade's up, so I'll have to pick this up and get the other plate back in there, and then this is, yeah. I got to tighten these down, tighten these two down, tighten these up on each end, and then we can try it. Alright, I'm gonna leave that stuff there. Probably gonna have to take brake clean and dry that brake out now. I'll get penetrating all over it. Still may not turn because it might slip on it. We used to take some of these D5s when the pinion seals for the final sort of leaking back into the final, or the brake compartment, or the steering clutch compartment. We take 10 gallons of gas, take the cover off, throw 10, 15 gallons of gas in it and drive them, and then pull the plugs on them, let them dry out, flush them out, and then put the plug back in it, put the cap back on it, and run them again. I'll have to call him and see if he wants me to try to mess with the left side too. It don't quite turn very well. You really got to hold that brake hard, but it might be a little wet. These are a dry brake, and what happens is if they get a little wet with any kind of oil, they don't want to turn. What's that looking like there? Let me get my... Yeah, she's hot. How about... This one's cold. Cold as can be. This one's a little warm, but I think she'll be alright. Sure does turn good though, huh? Yeah, I'm happy with that. Four plates and all that stuff back in here and get this other panel back on, and then we'll head up there and see if we can get looking at Dave's truck and see what's going on with that.